Stoic priority compass. Ever feel like you're constantly drowning in a sea of demands? Like every new day brings a fresh wave of obligations, requests, and expectations, all clamoring for your precious time and energy? You're not alone. In our hyper-connected, always-on world, the pressure to say yes has become almost an unspoken rule. We're told to be team players, to be available, to seize every opportunity. But what if this constant affirmation is actually eroding our focus, our well-being, and our ability to achieve what truly matters? What if the relentless pursuit of more, of being everything to everyone, is actually leading us further away from our true purpose, leaving us feeling overwhelmed, drained, and unfulfilled? Imagine for a moment Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, ruler of the Roman Empire. His inbox, if he had one, would have been overflowing. Military campaigns, political intrigues, legal disputes, economic policies, personal petitions from millions. The weight of the world, quite literally, rested on his shoulders. Yet Marcus wasn't overwhelmed. He was profoundly focused. He didn't just manage his empire, he managed his attention and his priorities with an almost surgical precision. How? Through what we can call his Stoic priority compass. This isn't some mystical device, but a powerful mental framework derived directly from his meditations. It's a system designed to cut through the noise, to distinguish between the truly urgent and the genuinely important, between fleeting external pressures and immutable internal truths. For Marcus, the pervasive problem of overcommitment, though different in ancient Rome, was just as real. The constant clamor for his attention, the societal pressure to engage with every request, every political maneuver, every personal plea was a direct threat to his ability to govern effectively and, more importantly, to live according to his profound Stoic principles. He knew, with unwavering clarity, that saying yes to everything meant saying no to his deepest values, his moral integrity, and his much-needed inner peace. This path inevitably leads to burnout, to a diluted focus where nothing truly gets the attention it deserves, and ultimately to a life lived reactively rather than intentionally, a life dictated by others' agendas rather than one's own. The Stoic perspective on what truly constitutes a priority is radical in its simplicity, yet profoundly impactful. It emphasizes internal values over external expectations. Think about your own life. How many of your current commitments stem from a genuine internal desire, a deep resonance with your core principles? And how many are born out of a sense of obligation, guilt, the fear of missing out, or simply trying to live up to someone else's idea of success or productivity? Marcus constantly reminded himself that our well-being is not dependent on external circumstances, the praise of others, the accumulation of wealth, the avoidance of discomfort, but solely on our judgments and actions, on how we respond to the world around us. Therefore, a true priority, by Stoic standards, must align with our core virtues: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. If a task or request doesn't serve these virtues, if it doesn't contribute to your character, your purpose, or the greater good in a meaningful way, then its claim on your time is, by Stoic definition, questionable, if not outright detrimental. This powerful framework transforms the very act of saying no. It's no longer a rejection of a person or an opportunity, a sign of weakness or selfishness. Instead, it becomes a strategic affirmation of one's most important commitments and inner peace. When Marcus declined a request, it wasn't out of laziness or unkindness. It was a conscious, deliberate choice to protect his finite and precious resources, his time, his energy, his mental clarity for what truly mattered. He understood that his primary duty was to maintain his inner citadel, to cultivate his character, and to act in accordance with reason and virtue. Every yes to something trivial, something that didn't align with his compass, was an unspoken no to these foundational principles, a betrayal of his deepest self. But how do you even begin to identify these time wasters, these energy vampires, before they consume you and derail your focus? This is where another powerful Stoic concept comes into play, the premeditation of evils. While often associated with preparing for adversity and setbacks, it also applies with remarkable efficacy to anticipating and guarding against potential drains on our time and focus. Marcus didn't just react to problems, he foresaw them. He would mentally rehearse potential challenges, including the myriad of distractions, superficial demands, and trivial requests that would inevitably arise throughout his day. By doing so, he wasn't dwelling on negativity or inviting despair. He was strategically preparing his mind to recognize and deflect these evils, these time sinks and energy drains, before they even gained a foothold, before they had a chance to hijack his schedule or his mental state. Imagine applying this to your daily life. Before your week even begins, take a moment to anticipate the common culprits that hijack your time and attention. Is it the endless stream of notifications, the urge to check social media every few minutes, unscheduled meetings that pop up out of nowhere, the unspoken expectation to always be available via email or text? By mentally acknowledging these potential time wasters, by giving them a name and a face, you build a mental fortress against them. You arm yourself with the foresight to say, this is one of those evils Marcus warned me about. This is a distraction from my true compass heading, a deviation from my chosen path. This isn't about being cynical, it's about being profoundly proactive and self-aware. It's about recognizing that your attention is your most valuable currency, your most finite resource, and allowing it to be spent indiscriminately is a profound act of self-betrayal. So, the Stoic priority compass isn't just a historical curiosity, it's a living, breathing, and remarkably relevant tool for modern life. It empowers you to stop feeling like a cork bobbing helplessly on an endless ocean of demands and start navigating your life with intention, purpose, and deliberate choice. It compels you to constantly ask yourself, does this activity, this request, this commitment truly align with my internal values? Does this serve my highest purpose, my deepest character? If the answer is anything less than a resounding, unequivocal yes, then the profound Stoic wisdom of Marcus Aurelius gives you the courage, the clarity, and the mental fortitude to say no, and in doing so to reclaim your time, your focus, and your invaluable inner peace. This foundational understanding is the essential first step in mastering the art of deliberate living, ensuring that every choice you make steers you closer to your authentic self and the life you truly wish to lead.